The second place was Jordan, the same story. We did withdrawal from every piece of land. We didn't keep any drop of water. We didn't have settlements there. The same is true with a third conflict, Lebanon. We withdraw from Lebanon to the last drop of water and the last inch of land. And then we tried again to start with the Palestinian story. In Gaza. I know in Gaza people accused us that we are occupying Gaza, that we have settlements in Gaza. And we said, you know what? We are going to leave Gaza. We left Gaza completely. Nobody forced us. Not only that, we dismantled all the settlements in Gaza at a high cost. It cost our government close to $3 billion to pay compensation to the settlers. We used force to take them out. And Gaza was completely free. No settlements, no occupation. What happened? Hamas took over against the will of the Palestinian Authority and made from Gaza a base to fire rockets over Israel. Close to 10,000 rockets and mortars in 8 years. Why? We left it. We weren't there. No single Israeli, neither a soldier nor a civilian, nor a settler. Do we have the right to think about the West Bank that this sort of affair will not be repeated there? That's all. What is security, by the way, Amru? The security is not just for us. The security is also for the Palestinians. Because the Fatah couldn't control Gaza. And Hamas is a problem, I wouldn't say an enemy, for the Palestinian and a problem for us. Do we have the right to make sure that once we shall withdraw from the West Bank, there won't be rockets on Jerusalem? We don't want to see it again. It's a basic right. And after 4 withdrawal, twice dismantling settlements, don't we have the right to believe that we can solve the problem in the 5th occasion, namely the Palestinian one, like we did with the previous 4? I know that it cannot be done by love. In that case, it won't be love that will lead to peace. I hope it will be peace that will lead to love, to understanding. And that is our serious and sincere wish. Now, I know it's problematic for the Palestinians and for us. Over 40 years, there were many changes. We introduced settlements, basically as an answer to terror. And you know what? It's easier to make omelets from eggs than to return and make eggs from omelets. It's easier to build settlement than to change them. And we have had an agreement, more or less, understanding under the Clinton arrangement, saying, you know what, we understand that you cannot take hundreds of thousands of settlers and force them. So the agreement was, let's concentrate the settlers in 2 or 3 areas, and we shall compensate. It may take 2 or 3% of the land. We shall give in another place 2 or 3%. So the Palestinians will have the full land of 67 under different borders because of security and settlements. Now, as I see the situation today, by the way, the news this morning is part of the negotiations. I wouldn't take it too seriously. It's an exchange of ideas on the last moment, and tomorrow you'll have modern news. The basic news is that we have today a government that was considered the extreme right, and the prime minister of that government, Mr. Netanyahu, announced clearly, I am for a 2-state solution, a Palestinian and an Israeli one. And I'm sure he intends to implement it. It's a major change too. In addition to it, there is a decision by the government of Israel to change and improve completely the situation in the West Bank. We support the build-up of a Palestinian force. We support the build-up of a Palestinian economy. Now I know there is a debate between us and the Palestinians and the Arab countries. The argument is, how should we go? Some of the Palestinians and some of the Arabs, not all of them, are saying we have to start to negotiate so to achieve a full peace right away. I'm for it, but I don't know if we can do it. We cannot do it because there is a split between Gaza and the West Bank, so we cannot have anyway a full peace. And you know, the difference between Gaza and the West Bank, between Hamas and Fatah, is not just ideological. It is ideological as well. Fatah is a political group, and Hamas is an extreme religious group. Very hard to negotiate with extreme religious groups. I heard once from Adnoir that he heard from de Gaulle about a debate between France and Russia. De Gaulle told Brezhnev, I'm for a united Europe, but from the La Manche up to the Urals. And Brezhnev said, yes, I'm also for a united Europe, but from the Urals up to the La Manche. That's the difference. Gaza says we want a united Arab country from Gaza to the West Bank, and West Bank say, no, we are the majority and we have the authority. And we stand with the Palestinians. We would like to see a union, but not under Hamas, because under Hamas means the destruction of peace.